What's up guys, co-main event this week is a really weird one. It's Jingliang taking on Tony Fergsuon at welterweight. But before we get into it guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. So Jingliang last time out knocked out Salakov. I actually had him losing that fight. I thought Salakov's striking was going to be more than enough to deal with someone like Lee, but Lee showed a new level of striking, awareness. It was really good, in and out, landed that clean shot as well over the top. Beautifully done. I mean, he knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio when he was making his return, and that was we're not sure what kind of Santiago we saw at that point. Santiago these days is on a decline, but still, great win. Got ragdolled by Hamzat, fair enough. He's now taking on Tony Fergsuon, who is on a 4-loss streak, and he's just been KO'd so devastatingly by Michael Chandler at 155. So that front kick came to Michael Chandler devastatingly hard. Dariush, Gaethje, Oliveira, I mean, these are the top tier guys, obviously, of the lightweight division. He, nice and easy to say now, is not the same Tony Fergsuon. He is older, he is crazier, and his chin has been touched now. He's going up a weight class, so obviously the cut's done something to him, I think. Maybe that was one of the reasons. I don't know. He looked quite good in the first round after all against Chandler. But the weight's definitely something he's experimented with though. I don't like the fact he's coming back so soon. You need to take a long time off when you get chinned that hard. When you are unconscious for that long, he was minutes, like 5 minutes on the floor. They were just with him, just supporting him. That was a bad knockout, and when that happens, people take at least a year off. At least you have to. If you remember what Calvin Kattar happened against Max Holloway, he took a year off just because of the amount of punishment his head took over that 5 rounds. Clear, correct thing to do. Come back, win the fight. That's what you got to do. He got knocked out. You come up and you're going up a weight class against someone that is knocking Salakov was an elite level striker in kickboxing. He really was. Coming over to MMA, different kind of skill set, but Lee's knocking him out. Knocked out Ponzinibbio, who is a big individual. He's not going to be afraid of, ragdolling Tony Fergsuon here. I think there's going to be a massive size disadvantage for Tony. I think there's going to be a massive strength disadvantage for Tony. I think there's going to be a power disadvantage for Tony. Skill set is kind of irrelevant when I think the size and the skill is that much different. Lee's got gas tank for days. He's got extremely good cardio. It's over 3 rounds. I don't see why Tony's taking this fight. I don't think he can win this fight. I think Lee is not he's not a top 5 guy in welterweight. He's borderline top 10 to 15 range. I think he handles Tony pretty well. I don't see how Tony's going to rattle his jaw, ring his bell. I don't know how he's going to Imanari roll to a heel hook, do some crazy Tony Fergsuon thing. If he snatches the neck with a dance, which Tony is excellent at, he's got a good front body kick, stabs it with that teep, and he dances around with his awkward movement. Not quite Dominic Cruz, but he's almost got a break dancer's movement to him where he's very hard to get the legs under. That's not Lee's game normally. Lee will, what we saw against Salakov, he'll be patient and he will wait for that shot, and Tony's not going to exactly wrestle him. It's a very unwinnable fight for Tony. It's a lose-lose here for me, because if he does win, it's like, okay, well, what does that do for you at welterweight? You beat a guy that's not ranked in the top 10. But if he loses, it's like, well, now he's lost 5 in a row. It's like, what do you want to do, Tony? I don't know what he's trying to prove here. I don't get it. But for me, guys, I am going Jingliang. I think Lee could do whatever he wants to him. I think he can finish him. I am going by decision. I think Tony's tough enough to outlast it. But I would not be surprised if Lee just rings his bell and clocks him early. So let us know, guys. This is a really interesting fight. I'd love to hear your comments down below about this fight. Like the video if you enjoyed it, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And enjoy the fight. Cheers, guys.